teams are breaking away for the chasing pack over in the Vanarama National League as Stockport and Chesterfield lead the charge. But what's going to happen in the next round of matches? We'll get into it next. Prediction video today. We look forward to match day number, I believe, 29? That's right, over in the Vanarama National League, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button, keep banging up to date with all things Rovers related, Vanarama National League related, world football related. We're all here, boys. Under one Ruski, of course. Yes, can anyone join the gang at the top of the table with, of course, Chesterfield and Stockport running away with it? Of course, it is very, very tight with, of course, the catch-up game still to be played. But, of course, anything can happen, of course, in the next round of matches. We'll take a look at it in very, very soon. In fact, but before we get into it, a big shout out to my VIPs, the other patrons, guys, and a big shout out to Siobhan Hussein. That's right, of course, joining the Patreon. Big shout out to Siobhan Hussein, becoming the latest member of the Patreon gang. That's right. So, let's jump in the deep end, of course, have a look at how we all got on last afternoon in the old prediction league and all that kind of jazz. So, all right then, folks, let's play a bit of catch up then, shall we? Of course, of last weekend's matches, or last week's matches, shall I say. Kicking it off at the top of the shop there, Southend did pick up a win against Barnet, 2-1 in the end. Yeovil 1-1 draw against Weymouth. Aldershot also picked up a loss against Barnet, 3-1 win in the end as they played double match week there. Altrincham a 2-2 draw against Woking. I went with a draw myself. Meanwhile, we've got a 2-1 win for Chesterfield, of course, over Dagenham and Redbridge, of course, maintaining the top 2 push. Halifax Town against Bromley will do that again another day. Kingsland, of course, 3-0 winners over Weymouth. Indeed, Maidenhead 2-2 draw against Eastleigh. I'm one of the one to win myself. Notts County fluffed their lines against Grimsby, but I went with that win anyway. 2-1 win in the end. Southend, of course, against Boreham will do that again. Torquay United pick up a win against Dover Athletic. Meanwhile, Stockport County beating Dover Athletic. Meanwhile, Torquay United did beat Deadpool FC 1-0 in the end. Yeovil, of course, against Solihull Moors. We'll have to wait and see about that one. Grimsby Town against Kingsland, a bit of a surprise one there, 0-0 in the end. Southend against Bromley was a 2-0 win as well for Southend, who made it 6-6 over the course of over a week there. 3 games there are in this one. Stockport County against Chesterfield, of course, the big one, 2-2 in the end. And Wealdstone, 2-1 winners over Yeovil Town. That's, of course, the state of play there. Of course, it's the state of play in the league. As you can see, Stockport County 55 points, Chesterfield 54. Games in hand, though, for Chesterfield. Halifax Town also a game in hand on Stockport. They can close into 53 if they win it. Don't rule out Boreham Wood as well. They've got 3 games in hand, actually 4 games in hand over Stockport. That's what I'm saying. You can't, nothing's settled in stone just yet, but of course it will be make for a very, very lively back end of the season. Here we go then, the prediction league, of course, for this past week. Small prediction league going on here. Active, of course, predictors. We've got Russell Frost up there in second spot, but of course top bins goes to Winky. Well done to you, sir. Give you a round of applause for that. And of course respect to the patrons as well for kicking us and taking names. What about, of course, the overall leaderboard? Well, this is actually the overall leaderboard for the mini league, of course, for the second half of the season. Deep out the greatest, 5 points clear over the likes of Russell Frost and Shepherd, who of course occupy second spot. Of course, anything can happen though in the back end of it. And of course, at the end of the month, I'll bring you back up to date with the master leaderboard. If you want to get involved, it's free to enter /non-league. So get amongst it for the next round of matches, which include these guys right here. We've got a whole host of fixtures this weekend, and of course a bit of catch up as well. Not catch up, but catch up on the weekend. So we're going to jump in the deep end, of course, and have a look at the next round of matches. Kicking it all off with I don't know. I'm going to find the buggers first. This is where it gets a little bit tricky. I've got to find the next game. Our matches. What do we have? Kingsland against Altrincham. This match was scheduled for match number 26. So let's go back. And have a look at it then, shall we? Of course, taking place on the 12th of Feb. It's, of course, Halloween's Eve. Not Halloween, it's Valentine's Eve. That's right. Now, these two sides have played each other 4 times in 2019. 1 win for Kingsland, 2 for Altrincham, and 1 draw. Just 1 win and 6 for Kingsland right now. 25% form up against the Altrincham side, who haven't won in the last 13 games. They are 17% form, of course. Last time played each other in Kingsland was a 2-0 win for Kingsland. That was back in April 2021. The reverse fixture, of course, was a 4-1 win for Altrincham way back in September. Kingsland coming into on the back of a 0-0 draw against Grimsby. Altrincham coming into on the back of a 2-2 draw against Woking. Basic odds for this one, the basic odds go in favour of Altrincham to take the W. Me going in the same way. 2-1 win in the end for Altrincham to take the W. Kicking off forward though then, we got Dover taking on Torquay United. Now this is actually part of match number 29. So let's get into the deep end. Of course, have a look at this one then, shall we? What did I say? Dover, Torquay, that's right. Let's get into the deep end on this one then. Of course, played 11 times in 2014. 4 wins to Dover, 6 wins of Torquay and 1 draw. Don't forget, it's just 1 win and 6 for them. 17% form up against Torquay side. Just lost once of the past 5. They might be... Excuse me. Torquay might be hitting form at the right time here. 58% form for them. Just 1 win, 1 defeat in 6. Last time the picture over in Dover was a 2-1 win for Torquay. That was back in August 2019. The reverse fixture back in Torquay was back in November as a 2-1 win for Torquay as well. In fact, Torquay won 3 on the spin against Dover, stretching all the way back to August 2019. Meanwhile, Dover came into on the back of a 1-0 loss against Stockport and haven't scored in 2 games, back-to-back games. Of course, Torquay picking up a 1-0 win over Wrexham, of course, last time round as well. Basic odds on this one. Basic odds go in favour of Torquay, the visitors on this. I'm going to go with a win for nobody here, nearly right down the middle. Maybe a bit of a surprise on that, but I'm going to go against the grain on it. Kicking off forward, it will be Grimsby Town up against Aldershot. Of course, coming at you this weekend on the 12th as well. Played each other 11 times, these two sides, 5 wins for Grimsby, 3 for Aldershot, and we've got 3 draws. Of course, Grimsby coming to this 58% form, unbeaten in the last 3, picked up 2 wins in the draw. Meanwhile, Aldershot just 1 defeat at the past. In fact, 1 win in the past 6 for them, 42% form though. A lot of draws knocking around though for Aldershot. Coming at you though, last round over in Grimsby as a 4-1 win for Grimsby. That's back in September 2015. Meanwhile, Aldershot did beat Grimsby in the reverse fixture back in November over in Aldershot. Aldershot coming to this on the back of that loss against Barnet. Grimsby pick up a 0-0 draw against Kingsland last time round. The basic odds on this one go in favour of Grimsby. They are the favourites on this. I'm going to go with them as well with a 3-1 win myself. On this one, kicking off forward, what else do we have? Of course, Matchday number 29 officially. We'll see the likes of Barnet taking on Wealdstone, of course, down London way. That's right. Now, these two sides, of course, called my eyes. Played each other 3 times since 2020. 2 wins for Wealdstone, nothing for Barnet, and 1 draw. Just 1 win and 6, though, for Barnet. 25% form up against the Wealdstone side, who have lost twice in the past 5 games, of course. 42% form for them as well. Last time played in Barnet was a 0-0 draw back in December 2020. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture back in Wealdstone was a 1-0 win for Wealdstone back in November, of course. Just one goal conceded by Wealdstone over the course of 3 games against Barnet, but of course an unbeaten record against them. Anyway, of course, Barnet did lose to Notts County 6-1 last round. That's back on, of course, the 8th of Feb. We'll still pick up a 2-1 win over Yeovil last round. Of course, the odds on this one go in favour of Barnet. They are the favourites. Wealdstone are the underdogs on this one. Quite tight, this one. I've gone with a draw myself. Right down the middle, 1-1 in the end. Kicking on forward, what else do we have? We have Eastleigh taking on Yeovil, I hope. Of course, Eastleigh up against Yeovil. Yes, scheduled to take place this coming weekend. I played each other 4 times, 2019, 2 wins apiece and 0 draws. Eastleigh, though, without a win in the last 6 games, 8% form up against the Yeovil side. Just 1 win and 6 for them, 33% form for them as well. Last time I played each other in Eastleigh was a 1-win for Eastleigh. That was back in February 2021. The reverse fixture, of course, in Yeovil this season, back in November, was a 2-1 win for Yeovil. Eastleigh picked up a 2-2 draw against Maidenhead. Yeovil picked up a 2-1 loss against Wealdstone. But the basic odds for this one go in favour of Yeovil. Actually, scrap that, reverse it, spit it out and chew it again. It's actually Eastleigh are your favourites on this one, but only just. Quite tight in the bookies odds. Going to go with Eastleigh as well. 2-1 win in the end for them to take it to the house. Weymouth up against Chesterfield, again scheduled to take a place at this Wochenende. That's right. Now these two sides have played each other 3 times since 2023. Mr. Chesterfield, nothing for Weymouth, and 0 draws. Weymouth though coming into this without a win in the last 8 games. Chesterfield coming into this just 1 defeat in the past 6 for them. 67% form as well, looking very, very good. Of course, last time played each other in Weymouth was a 2-1 win for Chesterfield. Of course, that was back in November 2020. Meanwhile, Chesterfield picked up a 4-0 win over Weymouth last time around. In fact, back-to-back games for Chesterfield against Weymouth without conceding a goal. Weymouth also coming in without scoring a goal against Kingsland, 3-0 loss. Meanwhile, Chesterfield pick up a 2-2 draw against the rivals Stockport County. The basic odds on this one go in favour of Chesterfield on the road. Massively favoured here. Of course, Weymouth are the underdogs. Going to go with a 2-0 win for Chesterfield to take the win and, of course, keep the heat at the top of the table. Kicking off forward will be Woking up against Southend. I think Southend are the team to avoid right now. They are they've riddled through their transfer embargo and brought in players in the window, and they look the real bloody deal, I think. Anyway, they played each other, of course, just the 1 time since 2021. It was a win for Woking. Woking committed just 1 win and 5 and then 42% form. Up against the Southend side, 75% form, winning 4 of the last 5. They've turned a massive corner. Of course, last time I played was a 2-0 win for Woking. That was at Roots Hall back in November 2021. Woking committed this on the back of a 2-2 draw against Altrincham. Southend picked up a 2-0 win over Bromley. Of course, are they the real bloody deal? We'll have to see about that. The bookies go with Woking on this one. I don't know why. What we're looking at here, Southend are above them in the table. The form is going in favour of Southend. I don't know why you would back against Southend, but to be honest with you, 2-1 win in the end over Woking. That's right. Kick it off. But it can make a bit of money on that one. Kick it off forward then. Wealdstone take it on. Who are you? It's Maidenhead. That's right. Where are you? Wealdstone up against Maidenhead. Let's try this one then, shall we? Okay, we can't try that one. Bloody hell. It's such a mess. It's such a bloody mess. Let's try. Can't do that one either. Bloody hell. Give me something. Wealdstone against. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Get a grip with you. Get a bloody grip. Get a grip. One of these will do. We'll go there. We'll start here. So, Wealdstone expected to take on Maidenhead. And again, it might be postponed. I might be wasting my time here trying to scramble through this, but we will find it anyway. So, again, scheduled to take place on the 15th of February, according to my eyes. So a day after Valentine's. Of course, played 12 times 2014. 3 wins for Wealdstone, 4 wins for Maidenhead, 5 draws, of course. Wealdstone just what we're looking at, 2 defeats in the past 5 for them, 42% form up against the Maidenhead side, just 1 loss at the past 6, 58% form for them as well. Last time I played each other in Maidenhead, scrap that. Last time I played each other in Wealdstone was back in April 2021. They've not played each other this season. Maidenhead come into this on the back of 3 successive wins over Wealdstone, and they haven't conceded a goal in the last 3. They scored 12 without return. Goodness gracious me, of course. Meanwhile, of course, Wealdstone pick up a 2-1 over Yeovil. Maidenhead pick up a 2-2 draw against Eastleigh. I don't have odds on this one. I'm going to go with my gut. They're both struggling at the moment, of course, down the foot of the table. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win from Maidenhead on the road to continue their recent run against Wealdstone. Weymouth, of course, taking on Eastleigh, of course. Let's take a look at this one, hopefully now. Weymouth up against Eastleigh. Is that right? Yeah, I think these. Yeah, I'm with you now. I'm with you. Of course, these are. There's only a handful of games coming at you on the weekend, so these games will be taking place in midweek. So I'm just scrambling to find it. So Weymouth taking on Eastleigh. I've slowed down a little bit. What's all that about? Of course, scheduled to take place on the 15th of Feb. Now these two sides played each other 7 times 2005. 1 win for Weymouth, 4 for Eastleigh, and 2 draws. Of course, Weymouth haven't picked up a win in the last 6, 17% form. In fact, they haven't won in the last 8. Meanwhile, Eastleigh coming to this on the back of a losing run. In fact, a winless run in the last 6, 8% form as well. Last time I played over in Weymouth, it was a 1-1 draw back in January 2021. The reverse fixture for this game wasn't that long ago. It was a 3-2 win for Eastleigh over in Eastleigh as well. Weymouth picking up a 3-0 loss against Kingsland. Maidenhead picking up a 2-2 draw against Eastleigh last round. I don't have any odds on this one, I don't think. You're going to have to go with my gut. My gut says a 2-0 win for Eastleigh on the road to break the hoodoo. And of course, get back to winning ways. Kicking off forward, it will be Dover as well. Double match week for the Dovans. Of course, they're going to be taking on, who are they taking on the second game? Taking on, of course, Notts County. Let's get into the deep end on this one then, shall we? Of course, back-to-back home games as well for Dover. Can they make it a good week? Picking up a win against Torquay, but they've talked taking on the High Flyers, Notts County, of course. Played each other 3 times, 2019, 1 for Dover, another for Notts County, and 2 draws. Just 1 win to 6 for Dover right now. 17% form up against the Notts County side, who've just won once in the past 4 games, 58% form. Last time I played each other in Dover was a 1-0 win for Dover. In fact, back-to-back clean sheets for Dover against Notts County in all venues. Coming at you though, Dover picking up a 1-0 loss against Stockport. Notts County big 6-1 win over Barnet. I don't have any odds on this one again. It's a little bit further out than I'd like, but I'm going to go with a win for Notts County. 3-1 win for them to take it to the house. Kicking on forward, it'll be Kingsland. They'll be taking on Bromley. That's right, in the midweek games next week. Hopefully we'll be able to give you that one as well. That was of course match day number 21, Kingsland against bloody Bromley. Gosh, it's such a mess. It's such a bloody mess. These fixtures are all over the place. Kingsland against Bromley. Of course, they're taking on Aldershot in the opening game there. Of course, this will be a double match week for them. Of course, scheduled to take place on, of course, the 19th of February. That's right, all the way through to I have no idea. It's scheduled to take place 19th, but I'm seeing Kingsland against Woking. That's what I'm talking. I'm talking about Kingsland. Woking, get a bloody grip, mate. Get a bloody grip. Here you go. Of course, now these two sides played each other 2 times in 2021, win apiece. Of course, no draws. Kingsland kept on the back of a one win out of the past 6 games, 25% form up against the Woking side. Just 1 win in 5, and then 42% form as well. Last time played each other over in Kingsland was a 3-2 win for Kingsland. That was back in October 2020. Of course, the reverse fixture yet to be played. Kingsland pick up a 0-0 draw against Grimsby. Back-to-back clean sheets for them. Meanwhile, Woking coming to this on the back of a 2-2 draw against Altrincham. Got no odds on this one. My odds say in my jeans. I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw on this one. Kicking off forward, it's Bromley. Wow. This is taking a bit of a long old turn of events to get there through this one. Bromley taking on, of course, Stockport County. That's right. Again, midweek match. Of course, Stockport County trying to keep themselves in the top end of the table and, of course, competing for promotion. Now, these two sides have played each other 5 times since 2019. Scheduled to take place on the 15th of February. 2 wins for Stockport, nothing for Bromley, 3 draws. Just 1 defeat past 6 for Bromley right now. 83% form up against the Stockport side. A little bit better than them. 92% form for them heading into this one. Last time I played each other in Bromley was a 2-0 win for Stockport. That was, of course, back in December 2020. Meanwhile, of course, the reverse fixture back in November was a 1-1 draw for Stockport as well. Stockport unbeaten against Bromley over the course of 5 games, of course. Stockport pick up a 2-0 win over Bromley. Bromley pick up a 2-0 loss against Southend. Last time around, Stockport pick up a 2-2 draw against Chesterfield. Last time around on this. I got no odds on this one, and again, I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Bromley. A surprise here over Stockport, but of course, could go either way, as the form book suggests. And then finally, Boreham are finally back in action, of course, taking on Altrincham, of course. So we'll have a little look at that one. scheduled to take place right here, right now, and that will be on the 15th of February. Now, these two sides played each other 5 times 2015, 1 win for Boreham, 3 for Altrincham, and 1 draw. Boreham coming to this 92% form, of course, unbeaten in the last, winning a win of 3 games in a row. Altrincham coming to this on the back of a 13-game winless run, 17% form for them right now. Last time played at the Boreham was 1 win for Altrincham. That's back in November 2020. Of course, Boreham picked up a 1 win over Championship Bournemouth last round. Meanwhile, Altrincham pick up a 2-2 draw against Woking. I've got no odds on this one, but of course I'm going to back the Boreham here. They're, of course, flying high in the end. And that, my friends, does just about it. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, of course. We'll be back for the next round of matches, which, of course, will be after the midweek games next week. And hopefully it's a little bit more cleaned up after that. Be sure to get your predictions in using the code right here, right now. And, of course, if you think you are a non-league football expert, we're trying to build the band of brothers over here, the Blackburn Rover Seas. We started to phase in the Rover Seas Mafia over the past week. But I'm still looking for a non-league expert to come in, jump in, of course, have a little bit of a cameo alongside me. So if you're interested in doing that, get involved in the comment section down below, or better still, follow me on Twitter and DM me directly that way. But until then, guys, that is it. Smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. See you soon for the next one, of course, whenever that is. Until then, we're done for now.